Amazon.com and it broke within a week. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average Gucci gear basic loadout enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching, guys. The purpose of today's video is I'm going to give you some advice for all the guys getting into preparedness, LARPing, you name it, right? This is going to could be for someone that just wants stuff for competition. This could be somebody gear advice for somebody that's just a new shooter and they need it for home defense. This could be gear advice for somebody that is wanting to be ready for a doomsday WROL SHTF scenario. Well, I'm going to give you all of my 2 cents that I can. Now keep in mind, my voice is gone and I left my audio equipment at home. So if you're getting any sort of Mustang V8 feedback, road noise, or you're hearing my raspy voice, it's because work has started again. We are in full swing. We have a new cycle of drill sergeant candidates and I have no voice because I have been helping them make corrections, let's just say. So if you want to support the channel, guys, it's super simple. You just hit the like button right now. That helped out more than you know. You literally hit the like button. You literally hit the like button right now and it helps out more than you know. You comment down below the biggest mistake you've made with gear. So just get down in the comment section and let guys know. Like, people want to know, what is the biggest mistake people make with different types of gear? So go down in the comments below and put whatever gear you've bought, whatever mistakes you've made, and it'll hopefully help somebody avoid making that mistake. Now, last thing, guys, if you want to join the Patreon channel, it's $5 a month. It gets you access to our closed Discord server where you can find buddies to train with, game with, stay up late, and play Tarkov or Doom Eternal or whatever, and just hang out with the boys. So if you want to support the channel further financially, join the Patreon. It helps out more than you know, especially during these 12 to 14-hour work days where I'm exhausted, have no voice, and haven't even had time to eat breakfast. Okay. So, first and foremost, if you're buying gear off Amazon, if it's anything other than like a grip tape for your Glock handgun, you know, like granulated grip tape, you're probably wrong. So avoid all of the cheap manufacturers right off the rip. A lot of guys will go to a cheap chest rig manufacturer because they want to have something. The Chinese, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, the Chicom chest rig? Yeah, don't do that, okay? The Chicom chest rig is a good example of like some YouTuber that had an affiliate code and told you to go down below and buy a freaking Chicom chest rig. That's stupid. Don't do that, okay? You could easily save up money and get something much more useful than a Chicom rig, okay? Now, avoid cheap Amazon stuff. Condor. You know, anything that has the word Condor on the side of it, you don't want to have anything to do with. Condor might as well just say cancer. Okay, so if you see the word Condor, you don't want it to have anything to do with that brand. Condor is cheap Chinese trash. You guys will have to excuse the random pauses here. I am drinking my coffee on the way back to work. Okay, so Condor is an automatic no-go. The Chicom chest rigs are going to fail you. Don't use that. That's not for any sort of serious use. There's a reason why dudes in web gear with M16s killed dudes with AK-47s in the jungle, right? So avoid the Chicom chest rig. It's not going to be good for you. Bump helmets. I would say do not buy a bump helmet unless you cannot afford the next option that I'm going to tell you for helmets. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything, but bump helmets are what I would recommend for somebody that just wants to LARP or look cool, right? I don't know why you would ever sacrifice ballistic protection for, you know, just a little bit more weight. Obviously, it's going to cost more money, but then your helmet can literally stop a ricochet, artillery shrapnel, or a 44 Magnum direct hit. So I definitely would not steer you in the direction of a bump helmet. I feel like a bump helmet is going to set you guys up for failure. Okay, let's go head to toe here. So first and foremost, if you're asking me what helmet you should buy, I have 2 options for you. The first option, the most serious option, would be an OpsCore high cut fast ST or fast SF or fast HT helmet. So an OpsCore ballistic fast helmet. That is going to be the best option with a counterweight system for your night vision. That's going to be the best option that I can recommend for you. If for some reason you cannot afford the OpsCore, well, I would recommend just saving your money and getting the OpsCore. You're going to thank me, trust me. But if for some reason you're in a hurry, then get an ACH, a Mitch ACH helmet, one of the standard issue advanced combat helmets like Army issue or Marine Corps issue helmets off eBay, and paint it or put a helmet cover on it, and you'll be good there. 1 second while I drink my coffee. OpsCore. Second option is definitely going to be an ACH. For night vision, Wilcox is the way, okay? A Wilcox mount is the way. However, if you can't afford a Wilcox mount, then a standard issue Rhino mount and J-arm will do fine for now. So those would be the two options for base plates, okay? Wilcox and or a Rhino mount and J-arm option if you're balling on a budget. Now, Netgator. I do recommend you guys go over and get one of the Arc'teryx rip-off. You don't have to get an actual Arc'teryx face mask. Just get a rip-off one if you need to. A face covering is huge because you don't want people to see your face, right? Even if you're tatted up like me, you don't want people to see your face. So having some sort of face covering is going to be huge if you're actually doing any sort of real work. Now, moving down from there, headlamp. You're going to want a headlamp attached to your kit. Trust me. Any sort of cheap headlamp off Amazon will do fine. There's like a tan one that should be high on the list with like woodland camo band. I recommend having a red lens headlamp on your kit at all times. Let's talk about body armor. The body armor I would recommend would be the AC1 or the AC 1.5. I like it, okay? As far as from T-Rex Arms, that's what I recommend, okay? But keep in mind, I don't have any sponsors on the channel, so to support me, join Patreon, and that's how you'll directly support the channel or like the video. But body armor would definitely be an AC1 or an AC 1.5 from T-Rex Arms. For chest rig, I've used two chest rigs. The kind of trashy chest rig that'll still get the job done would be a Haley Strategic DC3RX. The better option would be a T-Rex Arms quad rig. The quad rig from T-Rex Arms is significantly better. Putting a hydro pouch on there and a general purpose pouch, that thing will do you a lot more good than pretty much any other chest rig on the market. Now keep in mind, I actually wear my chest rig, I would say most weeks, about half the cycle, right? Half the cycle of my job. So out of a 9-week cycle, roughly 4 to 5 weeks, I'm living out of my chest rig. 4 to 5 days a week living out of my chest rig. And I use the T-Rex Arms quad rig because it works for me. All I did was put my headlamp, my admin pouch and hydration pouch, and that thing works great for me. For body armor, I recommend level 4 HESCOs. Now, if you can't afford level 4 HESCOs, I recommend L210s or L211s, okay? HESCO is one of the best companies in the industry, or in the space right now, making body armor that is actually tested body armor, NIJ approved. 1 second. Okay, so just to recap what we've gone over so far. OpsCore, definitely the best. Okay, OpsCore Fast, SF or ST. ACH if you can't afford that. Wilcox or Wilcox mount for your night vision, or a Rhino mount and J-arm. Moving over there, an Arc'teryx face mask or a rip-off one. Whatever, just add something to cover your face. A headlamp, some sort of red lens is going to do good. Okay, moving on from there, you definitely want a chest rig of some sort. I recommend the quad rig. Stay away from the Chicom, okay, from T-Rex Arms. For body armor, I like the AC1 or the JPC 2.0. All right, jumpable plate carrier from Cry. As far as plates themselves, I recommend HESCO level 4s or HESCO L210s or HESCO L211s. All right, belts. Even though Ronin Tactics is cringe and the guy himself is cringe, I like a Ronin belt. I've used a Ronin belt for like the past 10 years or 8 years, okay? So I definitely am indoctrinated to the Ronin belt as a duty belt. I run a Safariland or a T-Rex Arms holster off that thing with a dump pouch from T-Rex. Any sort of IFAK that you like is good. You can use the WROL one or the T-Rex one, it doesn't matter, or the Pharaoh, it doesn't matter. As far as mag pouches, I like ESS, GAC, S-Tac. S-Tac has never steered me wrong. They make good quality Kiwi style pouches for pistol and for rifles, so that's what I recommend there. All right, moving on. Pants. You're definitely going to want to invest in a couple pairs of Cries in different patterns. I recommend a pair of multicam, and maybe a pair of woodland, but you get whatever you want. Have a few pairs of cry pans on hand. I would save up your money, get at least 1 or 2 actual cries, and then if you need to get a rip-off brand for different patterns, that's fine for the LARP, right? One thing to note for holsters, make sure you get a leg strap to secure your handgun to your thigh, like a thigh strap. That's going to come in handy for retention and keeping the pistol from flopping around. All right. Yes, I recommend an Australian dump pouch on the front, and yes, I recommend a dump pouch on the rear. Boots. I like Salomon. Salomon boots have never steered me wrong. They're a middle-of-the-road boot. You can replace them easily, relatively affordably, and you can get different styles because guys like to be able to have fun with their gear. So I like Salomon boots. As far as combat tops, kind of the same thing applies. I recommend having 1 or 2 good combat tops. You're probably going to want to cut the sleeves from the elbow down on your combat top. You can still wear snivel gear underneath, but it makes it more usable, more user-friendly. You can also, after you have a good set or 2, you can buy some Chinese rip-offs just for the LARP, but make sure you have at least a couple good sets. All right, last thing I want to talk about is bags and methods of marking. So, as far as slings, I like T-Rex arm slings and Blue Force gear. As far as patches, you need to have some sort of patch or tape on your kit on all sides. I like US IR flag pouches. You can get them on the internet, wherever. Just make sure it's a real IR flag. You're going to want one on both sides of your helmet, one on your front of your plate carrier, one on the back, and one on your shoulder, okay? Make sure you're marked so your friendlies don't kill you. As far as bags, I like Mystery Ranch. That's what I use, a tri-zip. They're awesome technology. They're durable. You can get them in different styles. I like the Assault 2. It's the one I use the most, okay? So get whatever bag works for you, but I like Mystery Ranch for sure. The tri-zip design is what saves me time getting in and out of the bag, okay? If you guys want, face paint. Make sure you have some sort of face paint. Don't apply it below 32 degrees or if there's a wind chill below 32. But you're definitely going to want some sort of camo face paint to make sure you can conceal your face if you don't have some sort of Arc'teryx designed face mask, okay? All right, socks. Make sure your socks are merino wool. If you don't take care of your feet, they won't take care of you and you'll die. So make sure you have merino wool socks. That's going to save you. Make sure you always have 3 to 4 pairs of socks regardless of what you're doing. Wet weather bags are huge, okay? Moving on from there, what else do I want to tell you guys? Honestly, this is a good starting point. Have a good poncho and a good whoopee, waterproof everything in your bag. But yeah, this is a good starting point for most of you. If you guys have specific questions or need a follow-up video, post down below. Obviously, if I seem crunched for time putting out this information, it's because work has been insane. Most days I don't even have a chance to freaking eat breakfast or lunch. So yeah, my content is definitely going to be condensed and rushed lately. So if you want more content, I will respond in turn based on monetary donations and liking and commenting and sharing with a buddy. If videos average from 4,000 to 5,000 views or more, then I'll keep making a lot more. But I just don't have the time to even dry fire right now or go to the gym every single day because work has just been insane, right? I only get a chance to work out with the candidates some days or do like a 20 to 30 minute pump in the gym at work. So that should kind of frame what I'm talking about here as far as time management, okay? There's no real way to get around a 12 or 14 hour workday. There's no way to get around that with filming, okay? So if you want more content, do all the things, right? Become a member of the Patreon, like the video, share it with a buddy, comment mistakes that you've made with gear, all your Amazon exploits that have failed. I can't wait to read those comments. Let me know what you want to hear about next. Like if there's an area I need to expand on, if I talk too quickly and you're like, dude, you didn't even expand on this. Well, then comment down below what area you need further expanded on, and I'll explain why I say the things and use the things that I use. There's going to be a lot of internet commandos in the comments, like always, saying that that gear is trash, this is bad, whatever. Keep in mind, I actually use this gear and actually live out of it for work purposes, for both work purposes and competing and LARPing. So pretty much my whole life, to be honest. At work, off work, I live out of this type of gear, I use this gear. So my life is consumed with actually using gear, not just LARPing it in my basement. Even though I do LARP in my basement in my gear, that's like 1% of the time, as opposed to the 99% of the time actually using it, right? So I think you guys get the point. So if you want me to expand on areas, if you need further advice or help in an area, comment down below and I'll reply to that comment. Share this video with a buddy. And yeah, I can't express how much becoming a member of the Patreon will help this channel, or liking it, commenting, all the stuff, right? I think you guys know that by now. But some people, even people I know in person, they're like, oh, I really like this YouTuber, like whoever they're watching. I'm like, oh, did you like their video? And they'll be like, why would I like their video? And I'm like, dude, that helps out so much more than you guys understand, okay? So anyway, I'm done talking to you guys. I got to get to work. I'm going to slam some food real quick and then get back to work. But thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Until next time, this will be Trench Grenade, your average gear freaking collecting, I guess, and using enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home, signing out. Cheers.
Wolverines!